I think we all can imagine an experience living in another country, and we imagine it in one way. But then it turns out completely different. I remember how I was excited moving to another country of all these adventures, people, places that I would discover. And don't get me wrong, these things are definitely true. But there is also the other side of it. That feeling that I actually didn't expect. It's a mix of freedom and loneliness. When you move somewhere completely new, you lose all those familiar things. The places you used to go, the people you'd call up to meet, the small routines that make you feel at home. Here is different. You don't have those connections or familiar faces. And in moments like this, I sometimes wonder, am I alone or am I free? And maybe it's a bit both. Being in a new place forces you to rely only on yourself. It's like you have to be your own company. You start learning things about yourself because there is no one else around to influence you. You decide where to go, what to do, how you want to spend your time. And you know, there is something incredibly freeing about that. You just living your own life. But then there is a flip side. That freedom can feel like a little bit of loneliness. There are moments when you just wish you had someone there, someone who already knows you, who doesn't need the backstory or explanations. Someone who gets it, you know. And in a foreign country, it's rare to find that right away. Every connection feels like it's just starting, like you constantly introducing yourself to new people. And the funny thing, I think this feeling, the mix of loneliness and freedom, actually teaches you to be okay with being yourself. It teaches you that you don't need constantly be surrounded by people or distractions to feel whole. You find peace in small things like sitting here, enjoying coffee alone, or walking through a neighborhood just to see what's there. And there is something powerful in that too, because once you're comfortable with being alone, you stop feeling so alone in the first place. You realize that you're here for yourself, not for anyone else. You're exploring, growing, doing things you might never have tried back home. And I think that's something I wouldn't trade for anything. Even if it feels lonely sometimes, it's also a chance to truly understand who I am without the noise. And yes, of course I stay connected with my friends and family. I text them, I call them, but it's not actually the same. There is a distance, and I think you have to accept that that's part of a journey. You miss moments with them, and that's okay. That's totally fine. You just remind yourself that you're also creating moments here, moments that are yours alone. So yeah, living here in this country, being away from everyone I know, I would say it's both lonely and freeing. And maybe that's what makes it such a meaningful experience. You get to be a little braver, a little more independent, I would say. And maybe, just maybe, you find out that you're okay with the mix of being alone and being free.